So, talk about plastic surgery. No, I'm just Welcome to On the Rail with Techno Tawsh. I'm sitting here with Umek at EPIC Prague, and I'm very happy to have this conversation with you right now. He's got to jump on stage in just a few minutes, so we're going to run through this really quickly. One of the first things I want to ask you is, with your label, of course, one of the top labels in techno in the world for many, many years, 1605, you call it a data-driven label. Can you explain exactly what that means?
I don't call it data-driven. This is what the guys from Vibrate, which I co-own, came up with, and it's true a little bit. I look at the artist and I check what he or she is doing, what kind of music he makes, is it good or not, and that's still the most important thing to me. But then I always go and check artist socials and see if he is active or not. Why I'm saying that, these days it's super hard to promote the music, and if artist is lazy and he doesn't support his stuff, then I don't want to sign the artist. It's a big problem right now. So you need to support your stuff as much as you can. I want to see an effort that you're putting into releases. I'm not expecting miracles, but if you have, 3,000 fans and followers, talk to them,
If there was something that you could say has been one of your biggest accomplishments in your career so far, what would one of those things be?
I'm 48 years old. I'm right now in Prague in an amazing club. I think that's a big achievement.
Do you think that that's relevant to the electronic music industry? Because I feel like age standards was not something that maybe was so relevant. Maybe it was more relevant in pop music or something, but could you maybe comment on that a little bit?
Yeah, it's very, very relevant, especially when I see pioneers of this genre, that it's becoming so popular, not getting gigs, especially, let's say, older guys. You can count me in, but I'm not from America, but they don't get gigs and recognition they deserve. So basically, if we are right now in this period where we are cheering up every single person that wants to be a DJ, I think it's time to put some effort to promote true legends of this genre too.
Okay, and if you were to say somebody that you really respect in the industry right now, is there anybody that comes to mind?
Basically, all the guys that are, let's say, my age or older and still doing the job great, around the world and playing. Again, that's a big achievement.
Okay, and I know that you posted a pretty lengthy video on social media about releasing on Drumcode.
Hi guys, how you doing? By now, some of you already know that I just released Foot Machine on Drumcode, and it's actually doing extremely well. But this is not a story about it. This is a story about you guys being impatient, sending stuff to labels and hoping to be signed immediately. This is a story about me trying to be released on Drumcode for many years. I got to know Adam. It was, I think, 97, late 97. To this day, I remember sending him the first demo, which was probably a few years after that. Drumcode was already an amazing label back then, and he refused it. He refused it every single time I sent him them. It's been years. I sent him probably between, at least 10 demos or more. Maybe it was 20, I don't know. I was thinking what am I doing wrong? Doesn't he like me? But at the end, it all comes to the track is good or not, believe me. I'm 47 years old now, and look how long I waited. What I wanted to say is, be patient. It takes time. Nothing worth doing comes overnight. So again, don't stress too much. Just do your best and wait for your chance. Thanks, Adam, for the opportunity.
And I wanted to kind of get a breakdown of the process for you over the course of the years. If you could maybe kind of walk us through what the process was like, maybe some of the first tracks that you sent, why that didn't work out, and then why it took so long, and why this last release was the breakthrough.
I cannot remember perfectly how it was, so I'll tell you my story, which doesn't mean that it's true. But obviously, Drumcode's been around since, I think, 96. I still remember ordering the first record, and I loved it immediately. And then I think I sent some stuff to Adam. He didn't release it. And then for many years, I didn't send any tracks to him. First of all, I think he wouldn't be interested in signing me at sometimes, at a certain point of careers, because I went too housey or whatever, too commercial. And then, I sent him this track, and he signed it quite quickly, and I was super happy. And then I'm always hearing from new producers and new DJs like, "Wow, it's taking so long," and I'm asking them like, "How long you're a DJ?" For 2 years. I was, oh my god! And then I'm like, "Okay, first, this is why I made this post. One thing that you need to be is patient. You need to have a patience. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 3 years. For many of the DJs, it doesn't happen even in 10 years. So just be patient. Make good music in the studio." Talking about signing to the label, make good music and hire really an amazing ghost producer, so he will make music for you, and then be signed to a good label.
Okay. Is there anything that you would say has surprised you in the industry over the course of your career? Like, if you obviously have changed your sound over the course of your career, is there anything that maybe now that you're at this point that has been kind of a shock for you, or that you didn't maybe necessarily expect in the music industry?
First of all, before I was a little bit more sarcastic, what was the question?
So I was wondering if
yeah. Okay, so basically, one thing that I'd actually, what was my mistake is like when I changed to more tech houseier sound. I think that was a big mistake, which I don't. At the time, I felt that I need to do. I would do it again because I'm stubborn, and you always should do what you feel. But if you can stuck to a certain genre, I think that is the best way to make your career. You're gonna get more respect at the end, and I think that counts at the end a lot.
Do you think that do you have any opinion on techno becoming more mainstream right now?
That's a good thing. That's always a good thing, if any kind of electronic genre is becoming more and more popular. I think that's a good thing. We all benefit from it. It might be, let's say, if you don't like this fast paced music right now, just wait. Genres are changing, and this will end too. Imagine all these people listening, all these young crowd, all these young people dancing to faster music and harder. They will mature and they will go to different genre. Imagine how the scene is going to thrive in 2-3 years. I think we're gonna see something really beautiful.
I mean, it's definitely a cool movement to see because. I think a lot of people, and especially people that are tuning into the show as well, I love when I hear them say that now I love techno, or now I like techno, because it's something that they maybe weren't kind of giving any attention to. So it's cool to see that that's moving, especially over the course of the time. Do you see a certain audience that gets attracted to each subgenre of techno?
So let me answer like that. Basically, 20 years ago, we had this, let's say, a tribal percussive techno, and Jeff Mills was playing it, Carl Cox was playing it, Adam Bear was playing it, Richie Houghton was playing it, me, blah, blah, blah. And that was a strong techno scene, and me plus other DJs, a lot of them, So the core was super, super, super healthy. Right now, what is happening, genres are changing, like on a half a year or a yearly basis. Everybody is chasing this next big thing, and it's super, super confusing for everyone. I think a lot of DJs are like super confused right now. What's going on? They are scared they're gonna lose the crowd and the audience. But I think the crowd will separate to certain subgenres, and I changed my style like 10 years ago, and I know how these guys are feeling it. They're just sick of making the same sound in the studio and playing it. They're just bored. And imagine we spend all our lives making those beats. It gets boring. So I'm not surprised if somebody goes to vocals, tech house, dancier, the harder. It is what it is. It's a person's choice what they want to do. And but at the same time, it's a little bit surprising for me that it's not confusing a lot of young crowds. I think they love it. So who am I to judge? I'm almost 50 years old. I'm surprised too, but I don't think it's smart to judge. I mean, there are going to be subgenres and people will follow it.
Well, thank you so much, Umek, for joining us here at On The Rail with Techno Tawsh. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.